What if I told you that 5 simple exercises, ones most people over 60 have never even heard of, could do more for your balance, leg strength, coordination, and mobility than months of traditional workouts? It sounds hard to believe, but the science behind it is truly eye-opening. And here's the shocking part. Most older adults are unknowingly skipping the exact movements that keep them strongest, steadiest, and safest. These 5 exercises don't require a gym, a trainer, or expensive equipment. You can do them right at home, in just a few minutes a day, yet they target the muscles and systems that decline fastest with age. They strengthen your legs, restore your balance, improve circulation, sharpen your coordination, and dramatically reduce your risk of serious falls and mobility loss. Many people believe aging automatically means slowing down, losing independence, or living with stiffness, weakness, and fatigue. But the truth is far more empowering. Your body can rebuild strength at any age. Even in your 70s, 80s, and 90s, you can regain stability, energy, and functional movement as long as you train the right way. These basic movements act like natural medicine for your entire body, supporting your muscles, joints, heart, and even your brain. And today, I'm going to walk you step by step through all 5 of them, the most essential exercises every adult over 60 should include in their weekly routine. But don't skip ahead, because exercise number 5 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it may be the single most important movement you learn this year. Number 1, the squat. Our first exercise is a squat, one of the most powerful, functional movements every adult over 60 should be practicing regularly. It's often called the king of lower body exercises for a reason. It strengthens nearly every major muscle in your legs at the same time. Your quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, calves, and even your core and lower back work together in one smooth, natural motion. And after 60, when muscle loss accelerates dramatically due to sarcopenia, these are the exact muscles that decline the fastest. That's why so many older adults notice shorter steps, slower walking, difficulty rising from chairs, or the need to hold on to furniture for support. But the squat directly targets this weakness. It brings back strength, stability, and confidence, the 3 pillars of independence. Now, if you've never exercised before, you might feel unsure or worried that your knees won't tolerate this movement. But here's the reassuring truth. Squats can be adapted for every ability level. And when done correctly, they're not only safe, they're one of the most protective exercises you can do. Start by holding on to a sturdy chair, countertop, or a heavy table. Push your hips back gently as if you're about to sit down. Bend your knees slightly, then return to standing. Breathe in as you lower, breathe out as you rise. Keep the movement small and comfortable. Over time, as your confidence grows, you can slowly increase your depth until your knees bend close to 90 degrees, but only if it feels right for your body. If your knees feel sensitive, don't worry. You have an excellent alternative, the wall squat, also known as the invisible chair. Lean your back against a wall, slide down until it feels like you're sitting in a chair that isn't really there, and simply hold the position. Start with 15 seconds, then gradually build to 30, 45, and eventually 60 seconds. This type of isometric strength training builds muscle without strain, and is especially helpful for those with knee discomfort. Another safe and highly effective variation is the sit-to-stand exercise. Sit on a sturdy chair, cross your arms in front of your chest, and stand up slowly. Then lower yourself back down with control. Begin with 10 repetitions every other day and aim to progress to 20 reps. That's all you need. Within a few short weeks, you'll notice improvements in getting out of bed, climbing stairs, and walking with more stability. Strong legs are your foundation for independence, and the squat is the movement that protects that foundation. But here's something surprising. There's another type of movement that most older adults never train, one that quietly determines whether you stay steady, centered, and confident while walking. And once you learn it, you'll understand why it's just as essential as the squat, maybe even more. Number 2, balance exercise. This exercise focuses on something most people don't pay attention to until it starts slipping away: your ability to stay steady on your feet. You may not think about it often, but balance is one of the foundations of your independence. It's a silent skill that allows you to walk with confidence, climb stairs without hesitation, step off a curb without fear, or simply move around your home without feeling unsure. The moment balance begins to weaken, life starts shrinking. People begin holding on to every piece of furniture while walking. They hesitate before stepping outside. They decline simple outings like evening walks or visiting friends. And slowly, without even noticing, their world becomes smaller and smaller. The good news is that much of this decline can be prevented or even reversed with simple balance training. As we age, our bodies lose not only strength, but also reaction speed. That means if you catch your foot on a rug or step on a slippery tile, your reflexes to recover become slower. What once would have been a quick correction becomes a fall. This is exactly where balance exercises make a huge difference. They train your brain and body to respond faster, tighten stabilizing muscles, and bring back a sense of trust in your movements. Some experts explain it this way. Strength training upgrades your hardware, while balance training upgrades your software. If the system controlling your muscles doesn't communicate quickly enough, everything fails. The basic movement is simple but surprisingly effective, standing on one leg. Try it right now. It sounds easy, but once you lift one foot off the ground, your body immediately starts searching for stability. Stand next to a wall, a solid table, or the corner of a room. Lift one leg gently, keep the other planted firmly, and let your arms extend for support. Your first goal is to hold this position for 30 seconds, then switch legs. You'll likely notice one leg is steadier than the other. That's completely normal. Everyone has a dominant side. With practice, both sides will strengthen. As you improve, aim for 1 minute per leg. Once that becomes comfortable, try something more challenging. Close your eyes for a few seconds. When vision is removed, the body loses one of its main balance signals. Suddenly, your muscles, joints, and inner ear all have to work much harder. This version trains your nervous system in a deep and powerful way. But always keep safety first. Stay near a wall or sturdy surface. Another excellent variation is the three-point reach. Stand on one leg and use the other leg to lightly tap the floor in front of you, then to the side, and then behind you. Repeat this several times while keeping your balance. This movement not only challenges your stability, but also strengthens your hips, glutes, and core, muscles that play a huge role in steady, confident walking. You don't have to do this every single day. Practicing twice a week is enough to see real improvements, because balance develops best with short recovery periods. What matters most is consistency. Picture yourself a few weeks from now, standing tall, hands relaxed, breathing calm, holding your balance for a full minute without wobbling. That level of control brings back confidence, the kind that lets you cross streets with ease, climb stairs comfortably, and move freely without fear of falling. And here's something people rarely realize. Balance training doesn't only build physical stability, it strengthens your brain, too. Research shows that older adults who practice balance exercises regularly enjoy improved memory, sharper decision-making, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. These movements stimulate communication between your brain, muscles, and joints, activating areas responsible for coordination and mental clarity. In other words, by practicing this simple skill, you're protecting both your body and your mind. But here's something even more surprising. There's another movement you can add right after this one that instantly boosts your walking power, sharpens your stability, and reduces the slow, heavy steps so many people over 60 struggle with. Why do so many older adults skip this one exercise, even though it creates such a dramatic difference in how confidently they walk? That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next section. Number 3. Calf raises. The third exercise focuses on one of the most overlooked yet powerful muscle groups in the entire lower body, your calves. Most people never think about them until problems begin to show up. Heavy legs, swelling, slow walking speed, difficulty climbing stairs, nighttime cramping, or that uncomfortable tightness that builds up after sitting for too long. What many don't realize is that the calf muscles do far more than just help you walk. They act as a natural pump that pushes blood back up toward your heart. This is why doctors often refer to calves as the second heart of the body. Every time your calf contracts, it sends blood upward against gravity. But after age 60, this natural pumping system becomes weaker because people simply don't activate their calves enough throughout the day. Many seniors spend long hours sitting, watching TV, reading, or using their phone. And when they finally get up, their legs often feel heavy, stiff, or swollen. That heaviness isn't just fatigue. It's a sign that circulation is slowing down. And when blood doesn't circulate well, the risk of blood pooling, varicose veins, inflammation, and even dangerous clots increases significantly. The good news is that there's a simple, gentle movement that wakes up this pump instantly and brings life back to your legs. The calf raise. It's easy, low impact, and can be done anywhere. Stand tall, lightly support yourself on a sturdy chair or countertop, and slowly lift your heels until you're standing on your toes. Then lower down with control. At first, 10 to 15 repetitions are plenty, but the long-term goal is to reach 20, 30, or even 50 repetitions per day. Unlike other exercises, calf work benefits from daily practice because circulation should never slow down. Just like your heart beats every day without pause, your calves need movement every day to support proper blood flow. Once the basic version feels comfortable, you can try the single leg variation. Hold on to something for safety and lift your heels using only one foot. This strengthens the muscle more deeply and improves ankle stability. Another powerful version is the step calf raise. Stand with just the balls of your feet on the edge of a step. Let your heels gently drop below the level of the step, then rise up as high as you can. This increased range of motion strengthens the muscles further and provides an excellent stretch. These variations not only make your calves firmer and stronger, but they also improve circulation, reduce swelling, and help prevent vascular issues that commonly appear with age. The benefits go far beyond appearance or strength. Strong calves make walking easier, faster, and less tiring. They improve endurance, allowing you to walk longer distances without discomfort. Studies show that older adults who work on their calves regularly experience less pain, fewer cramps, and better stamina during daily activities. In practical terms, this means more independence, being able to walk freely, run small errands, visit friends, enjoy travel, and maintain an active lifestyle without relying heavily on others. Another major benefit is protection against falls. Weak calves often cause instability at the ankle, which increases the chances of twisting or misstepping. Many falls happen not because someone slips, but because the ankle fails to support the body at the right moment. Strengthening your calves strengthens your foundation, giving you a more secure, grounded step. Here's an easy habit to adopt. Every time you stand up from a chair, do 10 calf raises before walking away. These small bursts spread throughout the day can add up to dozens or even hundreds of repetitions, keeping your circulation active and your legs energized. And if you sit for long periods, you can still engage your calves. Simply lift your heels repeatedly while keeping your toes on the floor like gentle toe tapping. This keeps blood moving and reduces swelling, especially on cold days or when you can't be active. Calf strengthening is simple, safe, and incredibly effective. It supports your heart, protects your legs, boosts your energy, and helps maintain your freedom to move confidently at any age. But here's something even more important. There's another movement that builds on all this progress and targets a muscle group most people completely forget about, even though it controls everything from your walking speed to your lower body stability. And if this next area is weak, no amount of leg strengthening can fully protect you. So why do so many adults ignore it? Even though strengthening it could dramatically improve how steady, safe, and strong they feel every single day? That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next part. Number 4, hip raises. Now that you're familiar with the 3 core movements, squats, balance work, and calf strengthening, it's time to take these simple exercises and shape them into a routine that fits your real, everyday life. Because knowing the movements is one thing, but having a structure you can follow without confusion or overwhelm is what actually creates results. And here's the good news. You don't need to do all 3 on the same day. You don't need a strict gym plan. You don't need heavy equipment or long workouts. What you do need is a system that adjusts to your energy, matches your lifestyle, and still keeps your body improving week after week. The key word here is consistency. Your muscles, your balance, your joints, they don't respond to intensity. They respond to what you do regularly. Squats are more demanding, so doing them every other day gives your legs a chance to recover and grow stronger. Balance exercises are less intense, so 2 to 3 times a week is enough for your brain, muscles, and inner ear to work together more smoothly. And calf strengthening? That one should happen every day, not because it's hard, but because calves are your second heart. They pump blood upward, support circulation, and keep your legs feeling alive and stable. If you follow this pattern, you already have a strong foundation. But I want to build something even more complete, something that protects an area almost everyone over 60 struggles with, yet rarely trains. That's where hip raises come in, also known as a glute bridge. This movement is simple, safe, and incredibly powerful. It strengthens your glutes, your hips, and the lower back muscles that hold your posture upright. These are the exact areas that weaken with age, leading to hunch walking, sluggish movement, difficulty climbing stairs, and morning stiffness that makes it hard to get out of bed. For many older adults, the root cause isn't age. It's weak glutes, and the hip raise targets this directly. To perform it, lie on a firm surface. The floor, a mat, even your bed of mobility is limited. Bend your knees, keep your feet flat, and gently lift your hips upward until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold for a moment at the top and squeeze your glutes firmly before slowly lowering back down. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions. Your body will tell you when you're ready for more. Over time, you can make the movement slightly more challenging by holding the top position longer or eventually lifting one leg at a time. But even the basic version delivers enormous benefits. Because even if your legs are strong, weak hips disrupt everything above and below them. The hips are the foundation of your stride, your posture, your stability, and even your ability to stand or sit smoothly. Strengthening them gives you a taller posture, less back pain, easier walking, and more confidence in daily movement. Studies consistently show that older adults with stronger glutes fall less, walk better, and experience fewer episodes of lower back discomfort. This single exercise fills a gap that most routines ignore. Now imagine applying all 4 movements into a simple weekly plan. Monday, squats plus calf raises. Tuesday, balance work plus calf raises plus hip raises. Wednesday, rest from squats, but calf raises as usual. Thursday, squats plus hip raises. Friday, balance work plus calf raises. Saturday, squats. Sunday, calves plus hip raises. That's it, a complete system working your entire lower body, without long workouts, without soreness holding you back, and without needing a gym. And the benefits go far beyond muscles. Each small improvement, a steadier balance, a deeper squat, a firmer calf raise, builds something even more important, self-trust. You start believing in your body again. You move through life with more ease, more dignity, and more strength. You don't need to rush. You don't need to push yourself to exhaustion. Longevity is built the same way as strong. Safe home is built, a little bit every day, brick by brick. Your movements, your repetitions, your consistency. These are the bricks that protect your health. And if you ever feel unsure or unmotivated, track your progress. Write down today's repetitions. Write down how long you balanced. Write down how you felt after finishing. Next week, compare the two. When you see your progress, your motivation doubles. Now you have 4 movements: squats, balance work, calf strengthening, and hip raises, forming a powerful structure for long-term strength and stability. But here's the surprising part. There's still one more movement that almost no senior routine talks about, yet it plays a major role in preventing falls, strengthening the outer hips and improving the way you walk. Most people don't realize how important this area is until it weakens. And once you discover this final movement, everything about your daily stability will make far more sense. Let's talk about it next. Number 5, side leg raises. We've arrived at the final movement in this routine, and if you completed the earlier exercises, then your legs, hips, and core are already far stronger than when you started. But now, we're adding a movement that is non-negotiable for anyone over 60, a movement that Japanese elders rely on to keep their hips stable, their steps confident, and their balance sharp. It's simple, it's slow, and yet it is one of the most powerful protectors against dangerous falls. Most people don't realize this, but when someone over 60 loses balance, it's usually not because of weak legs. It's because the hips can no longer support the body during a sideways shift. Every time you take a step, your body briefly balances on one leg, and in that moment, your hip muscles do all the heavy lifting. When those muscles weaken, your gait becomes unstable, your steps become shorter, and the risk of falling increases quietly without warning. That's exactly why Japanese seniors prioritize this one movement daily. And now it's your turn. Let's talk about how to do it safely, gently, and effectively. Stand beside a sturdy chair, countertop, or even a wall. Place one hand lightly on the support, not to hold your entire weight, but simply to guide your balance. Keep one foot grounded, steady and strong. Then slowly lift the opposite leg out toward the side. Not forward, not backward, straight to the side, like a door opening along its hinge. Go slow, pause at the top, then bring the leg back with control. Nothing about this movement should feel rushed. In fact, the slower you go, the more your hip muscles activate. If you can lift your leg only a few inches, that's perfect. If you can lift higher, that's also perfect. The height doesn't matter. The consistency does. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions on each leg, switching sides gently. What you're strengthening is a small but incredibly important muscle called the gluteus medius. You might not have heard its name before, but you've definitely felt the consequences of it being weak, wobbling when standing on one leg, feeling unsteady on uneven surfaces, or noticing that your hips feel stiff after sitting for long periods. This muscle is your body's natural stabilizer. When it gets stronger, you'll notice something remarkable. Your steps feel smoother, your lower back feels less tight, your posture becomes more upright, and everyday movements, stepping out of a car, climbing stairs, turning quickly, suddenly feel easier and safer. But here's something even more important. When researchers studied people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who still walk with confidence, they found one thing in common. They trained their side-to-side stability, not just forward walking, not just simple leg exercises, actual side motion work. Because life doesn't happen in a straight line, and that's where most falls occur. So while this exercise looks simple, it builds the strength your body relies on during unpredictable moments. Stepping over something on the floor, regaining balance after slipping slightly, or turning quickly when someone calls your name. At first, you might feel a little shaky. You might feel the burn in muscles you never knew existed. You might even think, why is this so hard? But stay with it, because every repetition you do is like building a safety net around your hips and spine. With time, your leg will lift higher, your movement will feel smoother, and your balance will improve without you even noticing. One day, you'll walk outside, turn a corner, or step off a curb, and you'll realize just how stable and strong your hips have become. This is a final movement for a reason. It completes the routine, it protects your entire body, and it gives you the confidence to move through your day with strength, not fear. Now that we've covered the full routine, squats, balance work, calf strengthening, hip raises, and side leg raises, you now hold a complete system for long-term mobility and confidence. These movements cover the exact areas that aging quietly affects: strength, posture, stability, circulation, and the ability to move without fear. Together, they create something far more valuable than just exercise. They create protection, a shield for your independence. But here's the truth that matters most. Knowing these exercises is not the same as doing them. The difference between a person who ages with freedom and a person who slows down too early doesn't come from luck. It comes from habit, from what you choose to do consistently, even when motivation is low. Don't wait for inspiration to strike. It rarely comes first. Action comes first, and motivation follows after. Start small. Even if you begin with just a few repetitions each day, you're already building momentum. And the beautiful thing about the human body is that it responds quickly, far more quickly than most people expect. In just a few weeks, you'll notice stronger legs, smoother movement, less stiffness, and more energy flowing through your day. And remember, this isn't just about your physical body. Every repetition is also a message to your mind, a reminder that improvement is still possible, that progress doesn't stop at 60 or 70 or even 80, that you can still build strength, reclaim mobility, and achieve victories that lift your spirit. This sense of forward movement is powerful. It reduces fear, eases worry, and pushes back against the discouragement that often appears when people start to feel like they're falling behind in life. Now take a moment and imagine your life 3 months from today if you start this routine consistently. Picture yourself walking with controlled, steady steps. Picture climbing stairs without holding the railing. Picture standing up from a chair smoothly. Picture living without that constant fear of falling. That confidence opens doors. It brings back freedom. Freedom to go outside, to join family gatherings, to travel, to play with your grandchildren, to live fully instead of cautiously. Aging is inevitable, but the way you age is still in your hands. Choosing to do these exercises is choosing strength, choosing energy, choosing a better quality of life. So here's my challenge for you. Commit to these movements for the next 30 days. Practice them consistently. Track even the smallest improvements. At the end of the month, compare how you feel. Compare how you move. Compare how your confidence has changed. Your body can still grow stronger. Your mind can still become sharper. Your life can still expand. All it takes is one decision. So stand up now, pick one exercise, and begin. Your future health starts with the choice you make today.